Hello, good evening everyone. Can you hear me?
Good evening, sir. Yes, we can.
Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Good evening. So we'll wait for others to join. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Yeah. Hi.
Sir, today I couldn't attend the session which was from 5 to 6 of system compatibility test.
Oh, there'll be like, is there like one more system compatibility test?
I really don't know, sir. If there is, will you please let me know? Because it's my first time and I wish to attend that trial session.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah. I think there'll be one more, and yeah. Anyway, we'll find out.
Yes, sir. Tomorrow, I guess there is one.
Yeah. So yes, you can just join that. Okay.
I have a question regarding the proctored exam.
Okay. Yeah. What's it?
Like if while writing the while we are in the middle of the exam, if someone's network breaks down, so what happens in such scenario?
You need to connect back very quickly as soon as possible. Okay. And you need to inform that to proctor. Okay.
Okay,
Make
sir.
sure that first things, make sure that your internet does not break. Okay.
Yes, sir. That's but we can't say about those. Like internet can go down any moment.
Yeah. Right. Like try as much as possible. Like have an alternative very quickly. Okay. So in case you lose connection, you may just connect back quickly. Okay. Like you have this mobile hotspot readily available. Okay. Even though you have Wi-Fi, make such arrangements or something. Okay. And before starting exam, if you still have doubts, contact to proctor and ask him or her like what's the best way to go about it, like what should be done in case of in case of network connection lost. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So one thing is make sure that you're following everything that was mentioned by the proctor, and make sure that if there are like any mistakes or anything, make sure that you communicate that to proctor. Okay.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Sir, what type of question will be like in proctor exam? Like, is this?
It will be this programming assignment problems. Okay. The level of difficulty will be similar to those of GRPA and PT problems. Okay.
PT. Okay, sir.
Yeah. PT practice test problems. Okay. It won't be as easy as PPA problems. Okay. That is one thing. It will be similar to the GRP and the PT problems. Okay. Maybe not as difficult as PT, but yeah, close to that. Okay.
Okay. What is the number of questions? Means it is for 2 hours, no?
It's for one and a half. It's for like nearly 1.5 hours. Okay. I think the half an hour it will be for this proctor check and all.
Okay.
The proctor check and all that, it's gonna take time. So that there we have that half an hour buffer for that. The exam is essentially for 1.5 hours, and you will be required to solve 3 to 4 questions.
3 to 4 questions.
Yeah.
Okay. Sir.
Hi, good evening. Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Ravi Natani. Actually, I didn't get that SIA link, SIA download link.
You did not get that link?
Yeah. I've sent them mail also, but nothing. No response yet.
So did you receive that mail?
No.
Nobody is receiving emails actually. So you will find it in the announcement section. There is a document, and the link is there. Look, if you want, I can
Yes,
share it
the
also.
email is also means coming that there is a tiny URL. You can go there and you can find in the announcement section.
That is in announcement section. Okay.
Yeah,
Actually, I got the invitation email, but I didn't get that SIA link. That was my problem.
Yeah, you can check that in announcement section.
Are you using Windows or Mac? I can post the link.
I'm using Mac.
Okay, I'll post the link for you in chat.
But better if you can post that for window also. I have 2 systems. So
Okay.
That will be fine. Thank you very much.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yeah. Hello.
Yeah, actually, as I said, I have missed it, but I did not get another link also. Like it was only scheduled for 5 to 6 today. So how should I contact the team for the same?
So one thing is you can mail to support, okay, or you can just mention you can just post it in Discourse, okay, so that others could others who got the link, okay, for like tomorrow's meet, okay, they would just share you the link details or the meeting details, okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
One more thing. Can I take this proctored exam from outside? I mean, I'm in a touring job, and since elections are in UP, so on 20th, I'm supposed to be in some rally of Prime Minister. So will it be possible for me to give the exam from outside?
Outside in the sense like outside is okay, but it
Outside
should
in the
not
sense,
be. It should
I'm not at the home. I won't be
yeah,
at
you're not at home. That is okay, but it should not be like wherever you are now. You should be in a closed room and you only should be there alone.
Yes, that's why I'll try to manage. Maybe
Yeah.
from hotel can.
If you're able to manage that, then that's good enough. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All needs to be done is you need to be in a closed room. Okay. Yeah. And if possible, no disturbance from outside.
Okay.
Sir.
Yeah.
So for the I have got a link that is the Google invite for the SET tomorrow evening. Hello.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Tomorrow 5 p.m. So I just have to log into the meet, and then what actually SET what exactly they do, like check for the.
You're asking what's going to happen, is it?
Yeah, yes, sir. I don't have any clue what is the SET Google meeting.
See, what's going to happen is you're just going to see the system compatibility test. They're going to check for your system compatibility, like whether everything is working properly or not in your particular system, and it'll be kind of like a demo thing. Okay, demo of like how the actual exam is going to be. Okay, you won't be actually writing exam, but then like you'll just be doing this system compatibility, like the initial check that the proctor does, and after that like they'll check whether the C app and everything is running or not.
Yeah, they will check your room, they'll check your table, they'll
Yeah.
take a picture of your face, and they will check your C app. It's just a pre-check before the exam.
Okay.
Like except for the exam, you'll be doing everything.
So it's just like basically checking for apart from the system, this one compatibility regarding the place where you're going to take the test, whether it will be the something which meets the specifications. That's what it is.
Yes.
But so that will be all for tomorrow, right? Because there are a set of names. I thought all of these will be examiners who will actually see the setup and sort of have a review of it. So there are not going to be any test as such tomorrow, right? It's just only the SET will be done. That's all.
I think there is going to be this dummy test, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. For those who attended system compatibility test today, what happened? Like, did the dummy test happen?
So what do you mean double test?
Like did they give you some link or something?
No, nothing, sir. Just nothing. He was just
Okay.
checking our system, our table, chair, our room. We were just showing our office room. And
Yeah.
then we were asking any questions that we have, any trouble downloading Sia was working fine or not. And he also told the important thing to have a mobile stand. We need to buy that because we need to place a mobile like 3 to 4 feet away from us so that our desktop and our face is clearly visible. So you were just telling the way to place our phone, the way to keep our room closed. There should be no paper pen, no like books on your table. There should be no one coming in your room. Just general instructions that were given before. He was just following up on that and any questions that people had.
Yeah. Okay. So then basically, yeah, whatever that happened today in the system compatible test, right? It's gonna happen in the same way. Okay, except that you won't be asked doubts. Like you can still ask doubts, but it won't be doubt clearing session in the final exam. Just that this normal room checkup and everything, it's gonna happen, and the ID verification and all that, it's gonna happen. And after that, they'll just give you the link for the exam. Okay, where you can just log in and then start the exam right away. So the exam interface, it's gonna be exactly like the portal. Okay, the you can just type your code and everything just like in the portal. Okay.
So actually, the proctored exam is on 20th, right? So tomorrow is just a kind of a dry run kind of thing where they are going to check for the compatibility. That's all, right?
Yes. So basically, yeah. So it's basically for checking for conditions in your place. Okay, whether everything is working fine or not.
And there's also a set of names.
Krishna Mohan, please attend tomorrow's sessions. All your doubt will be clear. Please attend tomorrow's session. Na?
Yeah. Regarding tomorrow's session, that's what
Please attend tomorrow's session. Na? That's what session is there. For that purpose only session has been kept. Na?
Okay. So there's a set of names given. So all these people, along with the ones which I have already invited, they'll all have the on the same day. It's being done for a group of one who will be having the ICT on the same day, is it? Because apart from me, there are about 5-6 people there. That's why.
Yes.
Okay.
They will be also be there in the video call.
Okay. So ICT will be done for all these as a bunch together on the same day.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Sir, I just want to know about that CodeSep, that thing that I got a mail from CodeSep that tomorrow is the deadline for week 1. Can you enlighten something like what are the things will happen, how those things of CodeSep will be there?
The coach of so that is his competition, right? Where you just
weekly contest, I guess.
Yeah. So you need to like complete that competition if you can. Okay. Yeah, that's it.
No, actually, it is written that it is a 10-week contest. From it is collaborating with IIT Madras, and also it is notified earlier in our email that we'll be getting some like 10% of the thing will be getting some certificate from I don't know exactly from IIT Madras or CodeSep. I exactly don't know, but means how actually there are no 10 months. Na? Means in our course period only I guess 6 weeks remaining. So 6 weeks remaining. So means after the course it will be continued.
Yes. So after the course it's going to continue. It is just like this coding competition which you said, like the weekly coding competition that's going to happen. Okay. Even though the course completes, there will be like you might still be given this extra problems. Okay. Yeah.
So there will be certificate from IIT Madras.
Yes. So that is, they mentioned the top 10%. Yeah. So if you're in the top 10% at the end of this 10 weeks, then.
Yeah, they will report monthly and weekly to IIT. Just keep doing the practice and contest sessions.
Yeah.
Okay.
So so in today's session, like if there are no general doubts, so in today's session we should be discussing this open session for week 7. Okay. And since week 7 is a refresher week and there are no new contents. Okay. What we can do is we can just discuss the previous contents, like from week 1 to week 6. If you have any doubts as such, like any problems, you can just discuss.
Sir, I have posted a code, sir. I have some basic doubts, sir. Sorry to interrupt in between. Sorry.
Yeah, 1% written. Yeah, what's it all?
The matrix and all is very.
Matrix.
I have an issue with matrix also.
Yeah, once the person clear is done with this part. So yeah, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. Okay. So
matrix portion travels a lot. Matrix portion.
What matrix question was?
Very tough to understand matrix problems.
Yes, sir, quite complicated. Sir. A little
Yes,
bit.
sir.
Yes, I have an issue with metrics also.
Okay, okay. So like, what exactly was the issue? Can you just elaborate on that?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have doubt that when to take the dimension of rows and when to take the dimension of columns in a matrix. I'm confused in it.
See, okay. Other than that, any other doubts?
Sir, I have
particular
a code.
questions.
Sir, actually, I have a code and I have some problem in that, and I'm not getting that logic. Means I'm facing difficulties. Can you explain that? Like,
Okay.
Will we be
Yeah.
discussing
Before I explain you, Devash,
Yeah.
so let me just discuss this matrices part. Okay.
okay.
Matrices and then I'll come to it. Okay.
So will we be discussing GRPA, sir, for like refresher week?
No, I won't discuss in the GRPS because GRPA is so graded, right? The deadline is not yeah.
But sir, the GRPA questions will be from the curriculum or the rather topics covered, right? Till that week.
I don't know what you are referring to.
What I was saying is the GRPA questions will be based on the topics covered till that.
Yes,
right?
yes.
I find some questions quite advanced, like that's why. Okay.
So like, yeah, it could be the, what do you say, the application part of it, but essentially all you need to know is you know week 1 to week 6 to solve all that.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Okay. So let me just explain this matrix. Yeah.
Sir, one more thing, sir. I just wanted to ask a question. Not exactly matrix, but in mathematics, in maths 2, in each assignment, at the end there is a bonus practice activity, and that is, you know, a programming assignment. So those questions will, at least I do not know how to solve. So these are programming questions. For instance, at the end of week 4, there was a question about, a set dimension of a vector space, and the questions were like this: consider a set V, A, B, C, where A plus B equal to C, with usual coordinate wise addition and scalar multiplication. Then which of the other options are true? Like that they are given. So the question I am not reading out because it will take time, but what I am trying to ask is that these bonus questions which are there in maths 2 on programming, can you guide us about that?
So yeah,
I don't think there was.
They are not programming, sir.
They are not programming. You just have to upload a GIF text file.
Yeah, you have to upload a text file.
No, sir. No. If you see that in that, you have to upload a file, that is okay. But you have to write a program basically.
No, it says you have to select from the options given to you. There are options.
When you select option, you will find, when you select language, you will find as GIF file, and you have to upload only a GIF file, not a programming file.
Okay. So yeah, however it is, I'm not aware of the contents of maths 2. Okay, like what exactly and how the problem.
No, because I'm also not understanding. Anyway, we will not waste time on that of other group on that. I'll find out again from maths people, but it looks like a programming question. Each week, at least one question is there.
Yes, it looks like a programming, but what I have to do, you just write, make a text file, and please read question carefully.
So let's
okay. Let us not waste time. Okay. Kindly we shift back to this thing. Computer program, our Python programming.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Okay. So you're talking about this matrices, right? So see, this matrices. One very important thing is while you are handling with matrices and especially with respect to lists, okay, you do not, let's say like I have this list A equals to 1 comma 1 comma 1, okay, and I want to create another list of 1 comma 1 comma 1, okay. You please do not have it like B equals to A, okay. You please do not equate it like this, okay, because it's going to create some errors. Yeah, why it creates errors, I'll just tell you, okay. Let's say I am changing this value of B of 0 and I'm making it equals to 2, okay. Now if I print A and then let me print B, you're able to see the screen, right?
Yes.
Yes,
sir.
yes.
No?
Yes.
Okay. So now what's going to happen is if I hit on enter, right? The change we wanted to change that only for the list B. Okay. Only for the list B, but what happened was it was changed. It was also changed for list A. This is because both this B and A, they are essentially pointing to the same list 1 comma 1 comma 1, and if you make the change in list B, the same change it will appear in the list A, and if you make change in the list A, it will appear in the list B also. Okay, let me just do that also. A of 2 is equals to, let's say, 10. Okay. Now if I again print A comma B, it will again change that value 10 in both the list A and both the list B. Okay. So many times, even though the problem is easy, just because you're just equating it directly, it could lead to errors. Okay, it could lead to unwanted output. Okay, like the code will still run, but you'll be wondering of like, where did I make a mistake? Okay, so that's why what you should be doing is you should never copy a list directly. That is like let's say I want to create another list of 1 comma 1 comma 1. I cannot equate it to the required one. Okay, you cannot equate it like this line number 4. Okay, so what you can do is you can make it as empty list, and then you could run the for loop, and for each element in A you could assign that to the B. Okay, for the element in A, okay, B dot append
Sir,
element. Yeah.
so we can use copy function now, sir.
Dot copy.
Yeah. You can just use that also. Okay. B equals to A dot copy. Even this is okay. Okay. Sir. Okay. Then here let me just tell you this. Since we are using copy. Okay. You have this right.
So can we go that append one that you completed? Can we take it?
This one?
Yes, sir. So let's make some changes and see if it is really not affecting the other one.
Let's make some changes where?
Yes,
Okay,
sir,
okay.
because-
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll just do that. Yeah. Okay. So in this particular scenario, I delete this line number 9 to 11. Okay. I made change in the list B, and let me just see whether the change occurs in the list A or not. Okay. Now. Okay. See. Yeah. I made it kind of complicated because I changed the list A. But if you could just see, I changed the element A, right? I changed the element. I changed the first element of list B. Okay, initially it was a list 1 comma 1 comma 1 that was changed to integer 2. Okay, and the change did not reflect in the list A. Okay, you want me to make it even more elaborate?
B is empty list, so how the other two are coming? 2, 2, 3, 3. Okay, we are not using copy right here.
Yeah, no, we are not using copy.
Yes, sir. So, but B is empty and we have appended only
What?
B dot append. Okay, and then we have appended.
We just appending the elements. Okay. Like, yeah, since I have done this, right? I changed the element B of 0 to 2, and that did not reflect in the list A. Okay, but let me do this. Let me do this. I'm changing A of 1 of 1. So that is I'm changing this particular element. Okay, and I'm changing that to 4. Okay, now let me print this. Now let me again print the list A and list B. Okay, are you able to see this? Previously list A is 1 1 1 2 2 2 3 3 3, right? And list B is 2 2 2 2 3 3 3. Okay. After making the change in the second element, second list, second element, A of 1 of 1 equals to 4, that got reflected in both A and B again. Okay. Are you able to see? Even though we appended each element, that is we appended 242, we appended 242 from the list A. Okay. Still even then when we made change to this second element, so that is list 242. Okay. We changed that 2222 to 242. Okay. That got reflected in the list B also. Do you know the reason why?
Yeah, it's confusing.
What?
Yes, so that's why it's confusing.
Okay, yeah.
It is the same memory location, no? It is pointing to same memory location. That is, no?
Yeah. So yeah,
we are not equated that way.
The issue is that, see, we appended element, right? I told you that whenever we are appending the same element, whenever we are appending the same list, and if you make the change in the previous list, it will get reflected in the next list, right? Right. This element is again the list. Okay. Even though we are like appending each individual element from list A, right? The first element in list A is again a list. Okay. Are you able to see what I'm saying?
So can you scroll up so you're not able to see the first part of the code?
Yeah, the first element in list A is again a list.
Sir, you can that terminal could be in left side so that it will be easy, like both.
Left side, this one?
No, sir. Means the terminal should you can change the terminal into right side to in right side.
Like console on right side and terminal on left side.
Okay. Wait.
I think just besides the recycle bin kind of thing, I think that one can fix that.
See in the settings, I think.
Yeah, right.
No, sir, here, sir, I think just to the left of the recycle bin kind of thing. Down.
Okay, now this.
Sir, in Bash there is a in that Bash Python Python side Bash there is a just right click. It will be written that move side to right manner.
Oh, which one here?
No, sir. Under terminal.
Okay.
A Python. We have written a Python. Just yeah. Move terminal into editor area. No. Actually,
it is in settings. You go to settings. In the settings.
Sir, I think it can be done.
Yes.
This one, it's okay. This is fine now.
Okay, I think you can run it, sir.
Okay,
yes,
this is okay, right?
Yeah, this is
Yes, sir.
Yes,
This is
now
fine,
it's
sir.
fine, sir. Now it's fine.
Okay. Still no.
It is PowerShell. You have to just use Bash.
Which question we are doing, sir?
What?
Sorry, I just joined because the SCT was on in the same time.
So what is the icon
This.
left to the trash can icon, sir?
Which question is this, sir?
About to start.
Okay, about to start. Thank you.
Next to trash can, there's one left. No, to the left, there's one thing. No?
Okay, I'm sorry, I was not able to do that, but let's continue from here. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sir, so yes, sir. This is confusing, sir. Because how it is.
So yeah, the reason why it happened is why this happened is even though we are appending each individual element, okay, we are taking each element from list A and then appending it, right? The problem is that the each element in list A is again a list. Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
we cannot append this list again directly. So what we should be doing is for this particular scenario, what we should do
print
is
the output, sir. First print the output before we make the change. Can we do that?
okay. So are you able to see this? We change
Sir,
this.
does copy and deep copy not work for list actually?
Deep copy works.
So let's sir using this function.
But let's not talk about deep copy and copy. Okay, let's just use the normal terms and then I explain. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As Sarah's pointed out.
Okay.
So if you want to do matrix, in that case, you can import NumPy and then complete everything. So that's not the initial stage. This one, just learn.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's just. Okay. Let's identify the problem here. Okay. The problem is that even though I'm appending each individual element and not just equating the list right away. Okay. Since each individual element that is the first element of this list A is again a list. We are again this shallow copying this list. Okay. We are again doing this bad copy, okay, of a list. If you do not want to do that, what you should be doing is, okay, for element in here, right? What you should do is we dot append empty list. Okay, I will append an empty list, and then for I in LM. Okay, since I know that LM is a list, okay, now I will append this b dot b of not just b, b of -1. Okay, b of -1 dot append I. Okay, this is -1 because I want to make change in the last element of the b. Okay, I want to make change in this empty list of b. Okay, now let's check. Okay, now let's check. I just remove this. Okay, now let me check. Now again we are changing CF1 of 1 to 4. Now let me just check, show you that now this copy won't happen. Okay, now if you see here this 242, the change got reflected in the list A, but it did not get reflected in the list B. Okay,
Sir, just a small doubt. The moment we put -1, so it considers the extreme right element, right? -1.
Yeah.
Then even my doubt, like how it will work. Initially, I can understand it will work on the last element, but then how will it work for the rest of the element? Because how will level consider those elements then?
How will it? Can you repeat again?
See, for the at the initial stage, the list is empty, right? B is empty, so it will apply that change to the last element.
Every time there is a list, there is a last element. Means
but that last element will become second last, right? Afterwards. So how will it? Because initially that last element only it will consider, no?
Okay. So let's just go through it iteratively. Okay. Let's just try to do that. Okay. So initially LM equals to. Initially, LM equals to what? 111, right?
111. Yes.
Right. So,
okay.
So when we initially
B is, okay.
initially B is empty list, and we are appending an empty list to this B. So now B will be equal to, now B is equal to this. Okay. Now essentially B is equal to this, right?
Okay.
Until line number 5 it's clear?
Yes.
Right.
Right. So what's going to happen is, so for I in LM, we are appending that to the last most element. B of -1 is this empty list.
No, sir,
B of -1 is the empty list, and we are appending I to this empty list. Okay, and that I value it changes from 1, 1, 1, right?
Right.
So basically now B will becomes like in the first iteration it becomes this. Okay. In the second iteration, it again becomes this. It becomes 1, 1, and in the final iteration of this inner for loop, it becomes this. Okay.
So will it work even though the numbers are not 1, 1, 1? They are different, or
Yes, it is 1, 2, 3. Sir, it is 1, 2, 3. Yes.
Still it will work.
Yeah, it works. So,
Sir, what if we do B of 0 dot append?
B of 0. The problem is, in that case, it will only append to the first element, but we do not want to always append it to the first element now.
So in this case, like first it will add which one, 1 or 3?
It will append 1.
Means
But still,
when
it's last element, still
last
append 1.
Last element will be 1. Na? After 1, there will be addition of 2. That will the thing.
So let me just clear this out.
Can you run and see the output, sir?
I'm printing the.
I think print B will give that at least clarity. Yeah, right.
Okay, I'm deleting each and everything before. Can you see here? Initially it appended this first element. Okay, and after that it appended the second element, that to the same list. Okay, and after that it appended the third element. So now it became 1, 2, 3. Okay, after that since we appended one more empty list to this B, so this becomes like this.
So I understand what we have done, but the thing is, I'm not understanding that -1 it should always be the last element. No? So in that case, the last element in 1, 2, 3 list is 3. So how is it appending 1 in that case?
No, append I. So first of all, 1 is coming in place of the first element of B, and then
it's the first element. It's appending at the end, and then okay, got it right.
And then 2 is coming, and then 3 is coming.
So I understood now. Yeah. While appending, it is appending from the right
minus
side.
minus.
Yes.
Still, it's appending in the right from left to right. It is taking the elements, while inserting it is appending from right to left. Okay.
So it's confusing.
-1, sir, is only giving the position of the appendant, right?
The new matrix, the new B matrix.
Sir, is there any alternative to this?
Sir, this is confusing. The B-1 to append that line.
Okay.
I'm not able to understand.
Okay. So what we'll do is, let's just consider this as a matrix. Okay, I have matrix of m rows and n columns. Okay, I already know this. Okay, so what I'll do is, for I in range of.
So can you explain that B-1 dot append how it's working, sir? It's confusing.
Okay.
Because I thought we have always last element.
Okay. So I'll just explain it once more, and let's just see if we're able to get it. Okay. So what's going to happen is, initially B is empty list, correct?
Yes.
Initially B is empty list. So for I in range of, so what I did is, previously it was okay. For element in A, basically there are 3 elements. If you could see, this is the first element, second element, third element. Okay. For element in A, for each element in A, I'm appending empty list. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm appending empty list to this B, right? So basically in the first iteration, it will be something like this.
Yes, sir.
It will be something like this. Okay. So when we append an empty list, so basically B will have one element, and that element is again empty list. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Until now it's clear, right?
Yes, sir. That is clear.
So when I do this for I in element, since this since this element is equals to 1, 2, 3 initially, for I in element, it takes this 1, 2, 3, right?
Yes, sir.
Iteratively, correct?
Yes, sir.
And when I do b of minus 1 dot append of y, b of minus 1 is currently is this empty list, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Right?
because
So
there's only
this-
one. Okay, okay.
Yeah. So it is this lastmost element of b.
Okay.
The lastmost element of b is this empty list, and it will append this 1, 2, 3 to this empty list. So
Yes, sir.
basically, it becomes like this.
Okay.
Okay. Initially, it will append the first element 1. Later it will append the second element, and then the third element. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. This is for the first element, first list 1, 2, 3. Correct.
Yes, sir.
Correct. So after this, it became something like this. 1, 2, 3. Until now, it's clear.
Yes, sir. So at this stage, it will be 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And then since we are moving on to this second element, it will again append an empty list to this b, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now it's gonna become like this.
Yeah, command list. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Now the rightmost element or the -1th element of this b is again empty list. Okay.
Okay.
So one query here. If I don't give -1 and just give b dot append, what difference it will make?
Here, this one.
Yeah.
See, in this particular case, if you do this b dot append, it's going to append something like this. It will append something like this.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay.
So okay.
Sir, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it, sir?
Sir, instead of this approach, if I just check that I put one more for loop inside and just check the length of the sub list and add those elements, it should work, no?
Length of sublist and then add those. Yeah. Okay.
Sir, I just wanted to complete that first. Sir.
Okay.
Please complete that part, sir.
Okay, please complete that part which you have taken.
Okay. Let me just explain this. Okay. One thing I'm gonna say is this is kind of tricky. There is one more way. There is one more way of like copying elements. I'll explain that. Okay.
Sir, sir. Right now it will come as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right now, sir, which you were explaining earlier, sir. Before.
Yeah. So it comes like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So b minus 1 dot append I for the second iteration.
Yeah.
Will be 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6. Is it?
Yeah. It's going to become like this. Okay. And for the when we take this final element, right? Again we are gonna again we have this empty list, right, at the end. Initially 4, 5, 6, and then we have this empty list, right? Now this 7, 8, 9, it will be appended to this lastmost element of b. So now it becomes this.
So, but in any case, by default, like when you append it, anyway, it's going to append at the last one. So why b minus 1? Actually, you can just say b dot append. No?
B minus 1? Yeah, because we want to append it at the last one, we do not want to append it at the, see, when we just do this b dot append, when you do this b dot append, it will not append to this, we want to append it to the bth, the last element, not the b. We do not want to append that to b. We want to append that to the last element of b.
Okay.
So see, if you do not have this b of minus 1, what's going to happen is the b becomes it won't append to this empty list. It will just append after the empty list.
Okay.
It will become something like this.
Okay, sir. Okay, got it.
Sir, probably we need to brackets if we don't want to assign b of -1, maybe, sir. Two level of indexing.
Yeah. That's what I will explain now. Okay. Let's just forget this.
Hello.
Yeah.
So in the previous method, if list 4, 5, 6, that was not a list. If it was like simply 4, 5, and 6, then this code won't work, right? Like what you have written just that won't work, no?
It will throw an error.
Yes,
It will
yes.
throw an error.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay, so now what I do is I know m equals to 3. M is the number of rows and n is the number of rows. Okay, a number of columns. So I know the dimensions of matrix. Okay, now what I'm doing is for I in range of m, I will append an empty list. Okay, this is like initial appending an empty row. Okay, it's the same as what we did previously.
Sir, already it is empty. Now B is already empty list.
See, when we are appending,
Okay. It will be inside, nested.
Yeah, I do.
Got it.
Yeah. So after that, I want to iterate over this columns now. So I do this for j in range of n. Okay. Now what I'll do is b of I of j, it is equals to a of I of j. Okay, that's it.
No, here, sir. Ij.
Yeah,
B of
what?
I is the first element.
B of I.
B of I is
keeps on changing, right? I keeps on changing.
the first time it will be
It
first
will be
element.
zero. Yeah. First time it will be
First time it is zero.
element. Yeah, second time it will be the 1, and third time it
No, in the first time only j will change first, right?
Right.
For the whole loop, second loop, j will change first, right?
For the whole loop, for the whole second loop, always j changes.
Okay.
Always j changes. But what happens is whenever we come across this initial for loop now, this for loop determines the value of I. Okay.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, this determines the value of I, and once we enter here, the I is constant, but j keeps on varying. Okay.
And here, what Bij is indicating the first ith row and jth column.
Yeah.
And A is ith row and jth column. Both are same.
Yeah, because we want that to be same, no? Or if you want to just double it, you can just do double.
Sir, excuse me, sir. Sir, what happened?
Can you print output, sir, just to see how?
Yeah. Okay. So let me just do this. And if you could just see it here, what I did is I took each element of A of I of j and multiplied it by 2. Okay.
Sir, we are copying the whole element and creating a new matrix.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Sir, I have one doubt. In line number 9, what happens if we take B of j of I? In line number 9. Instead of B of I of j, if we take B j of I, then what happens? Then it gives us column, I think.
What? Can you repeat?
Sir, in line number 9, if we take B of j of I instead of B of I of j, then what happens?
See,
it will give a column, I think.
Yes.
The thing is, okay, let me just repeat it. Okay, when you are appending elements, you should be appending it in order, right? You should be appending it in order, right? Okay. So see, when we know that 1, 2, 3 is rows now. 1, 2, 3 are the elements of rows, right? So for this, when we are appending it, the row should be constant now. But when you do this B of j of I, j of I, you're keeping the column constant, and then you're varying the values of this j.
So one more thing is talking of matrix. I think the first thing is when you look at the element wise, actually, since we are looking at matrix, the first thing which I think is when you are looking at the list element wise, that element wise will always be the column, the length will be the row. Because if we translate this A into matrix, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right?
No, element in this particular scenario, you can consider that as row. Okay. This is 1, 2, 3. This is 1, 2, 3. This is the first row. 4, 5, 6 is second row. 7, 8, 9. This is third row.
So okay, the square matrix is very different, but it is not a square matrix. I think I'm not sure. Maybe I'm not like
See, no matter
lengthwise, the first element will be the columns.
The first element is always row. Okay, consider it as this way. Do not consider that as column. The first element is always a row. Okay. Okay.
Sir, probably if we want in any index, if we want to change any index by randomly, probably you need to initialize a matrix to 0, 0, 0, and then probably you can change any particular, say 1, 1 before changing 0, 0, if that was the doubt, sir.
Sir, if you want to print the transpose, then what do you do?
If you are doing transpose, then you do this B of J of I equals to A of I of J. Or what you can do is you can take this B of I of J is equals to A of J of I. That works. Okay.
Okay.
So what this 2 multiplied by this, what does it do? 2 into something.
Every element
line
will
over
be doubled.
line.
Every element will be doubled.
Okay. So I've just copied one more code, simplest code on in the chat. If anyone is finding it difficult to make a replica of this thing, is it right? Because it's working, at least for me. But is it efficient? I don't know. It's a normal way we did it in matrices when we learned
range of length
this
of
course.
chain range of yeah, right.
What does it do?
Right. So what you have done is like totally okay.
Okay.
What is it? What is this is what you want to do?
So this is completely fine.
Hello?
Can you run this program once? Why is it giving
This
error?
one?
Yeah.
Okay. The error is
What are the pasted code for?
I'm directly asking B of I of J, right? But the Jth element does not exist. So I need to append it. Okay. I need to append it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now it works. If you could see, since I made it as 2 star, okay, whatever element I have in this A of I of J, right, that becomes double here. It is 1, 2, 3 here, and now that becomes 2, 4, 6. 4, 4, 8. Since it was initially 4, 5, so that got like 8, 10, 12. Okay. And after that,
so why Bij wasn't working, sir?
B of I of J, that is because see this particular list is empty, right? This particular list is empty, right? It does not have the jth element.
So if you have to print, multiply diagonals only, then we'll check one more condition if I is equal to J.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then code should be B of I of I.
Yeah, it could either be that or if you're just checking for that checking for the diagonal now, you can just check if I equals here or not. Both are okay. Okay. Both are fine.
Okay.
All right. So yeah. One important thing you should know is you cannot directly append a list. Okay, you can only append elements. That is, you can only append this integers, strings, or float values, all that you can do. Okay, but it'll completely mess up. It'll completely mess up if you just directly append list or if you just equate two lists. Okay, it'll completely mess up. So you do not do that. Okay.
What you're telling, sir? You don't take the list directly.
No, you do not append the list directly. So here what some people do is so they just directly append b dot append of of they do this. Some people will do this. Okay. If you
this will also work the same. I think
yeah,
this
it will work initially, but the problem is if you make change in B, the same change it will reflect in A.
Okay.
Okay, because A of I is again a list. Okay, A of I is a list. Since A of I is a list, if you just append A of I to B, so basically B of I and A of I.
When we will change the A of I, then it will change in B also.
Like it's not just like if you change A of I, but if you change A of I of something,
Mm-hmm.
If you change A of I of, let's say 0, then the same will get reflected in B of I of 0.
Yeah.
Okay. It's clear.
Very complex. Very complex.
Yeah, it's complex. It's complex. I understand, but the thing which you need to which you need to clearly look at is you cannot append the list directly. Okay.
Sir,
you
for
cannot
dictionary is
append
also the same now, sir.
What?
We
Sir,
cannot
can we
append
say AI
the
dot
things
copy?
directly, no, sir, for dictionaries also.
We cannot directly?
We cannot directly append the values to the keys directly, no, sir, on the dictionaries. Like if D of I is equals to D of some list, if we use on dictionaries, no, sir.
Okay, so I just comment this. Okay, let me just until now. Okay, before we move there, is it clear? Is this matrices clear? Creating
Yes, sir.
matrices, is that clear until now?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
so yeah,
Yes, sir.
I think for those of you who are like facing difficulty in matrices, the main problem which you might be facing is only in this. Okay, only in initializing matrices and doing operations on matrices. Okay, once you initialize the matrices properly, after that you can just do this. You can just do these operations very easily. Like let's say you want to add these two matrices. All you do is you create an empty matrix, like not the empty matrix. You create a zero matrix C of the same dimensions, and then you do this C of I of j equals to A of I of j plus B of I of j. Okay.
Sir, how did you command the entire code in one stretch?
That is just control slash thing. Control plus
It work in all servers, all software, sir.
All IDs, yeah, I think it works for our portal also.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a doubt of theory question of matrix from previous quiz. Can I share my screen?
From the previous quiz?
Yes, sir. Previous term quiz.
How did you get access to that?
Sir, actually, I am repeating this term.
Okay. Yeah.
Please share too.
Yeah, please share
Sir,
it.
can I share my screen?
Yeah, let me just show you. Yeah, you can share a screen now.
Yes.
Okay, but matrix part, is it clear now at least?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Pankaj, you can share a screen.
Sir, this is question. Can
Yeah. Okay.
Sir, I am facing difficulty in understanding this problem. So can you explain line by line?
Yeah. Okay. So we have this matrix L is already defined, right? So that part they just told you, and n equals to length of L. Here the length of L, it gives the number of rows. Okay. So yeah. After that we have for row in range of n. So basically we're just iterating over the index of the row. Okay. And for column in range of n, if row equals to 0, that means if we are at the first row, then print L of row of column, comma, end equals to that space. Okay. So basically what it does is, if we are at the first row, just print that particular element itself. Okay. Do not make any changes to it. Okay. Comma, end equals to space. Like we just that end is nothing but after printing the element, we are having extra space. We are printing extra space. That's it. Okay. Instead of ending it to a new line, we're just ending it by space. Okay. After that, if column equals 0, if column equals 0, if you just see it, column equals 0, that is if you are at the first column, value equals to L of row minus 1 call. L of row minus 1 call. Okay.
Yes, sir. In line number 12, what L of rho minus 1 conveys, sir?
So basically it takes the it takes the previous row. Okay, it takes the previous row's element, same column element value. Okay, so can you scroll down? Can you scroll down? Can you scroll down? Yeah, so in this particular scenario, if it is 0, 1, 2, 3 now, if it is 0, 1, 2, 3, since row equals 0, it will just print it directly. Okay, it will print 0, 1, 2, 3 directly. Okay, and if the call equals 0, that is this, that is for the elements 1 to 15. For elements 1 to 15 now, it will check for the previous element. That is, for element 1, it will check for this 0.
Yes.
It will check for this row of -1 of call, right? So that is nothing but 0. Okay.
Okay.
Basically, it will check for this upper element. Okay, the upper element. Okay.
Yes.
Clear? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So value equals to row of -1 of call. If value is greater than L of row of column, then print value. Else print that same element. So basically, can I scroll down? Scroll down. Yeah. Okay. So basically, I meant that we are comparing it with the top element. Okay. So for this one, value will be equal 0. Since the val is not greater than this current element, we'll just print the current element itself. Okay, but if the val is greater than the current element, then we'll print the val. We won't print the current element. That is, we won't print L of row of column. We'll just print the VAL. That is L of row of -1 call. Okay. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that L if call equals 0, that is clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So let's just move on. Now else for all of the scenarios, that is when row is not equal to 0 and column is not equal to 0, what we'll compute is we'll compute L of row of -1 of call plus L of row of column -1. Can you scroll down? Okay. So now let us take this second row, second element, that is 2. Okay. In that 1, 2, 3, 4 row now, I'm talking about second element 2. Okay.
Yes.
For that second element now, so that is this second row, second element, row is not equal to 0 and column is not equal to 0. In this particular scenario, what we are computing is val equals to row of -1 of call. So that is nothing but this first row, second column, 1, right?
Yes, sir. 1, 1.
Yeah, 1, 1, right? So basically, we are just adding that 1 plus 1. Okay, we're just adding 1 plus 1. And can you scroll top? Can you scroll to the top? Top.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we have this. We're just computing like 1 above, 1 to the top, and 1 to the left side. Okay. We're just taking the element to the top at the top, and we are taking element to the left, and we are just adding those two elements. And if that particular value, if it is greater than the current element, we'll print the value. Else, we'll print the current element itself.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Can I scroll on? Okay. Now if we just look at it now, for 0, 1, 2, 3, for the first row there won't be any changes, right?
Yes,
for
sir.
the first row it will just print 0, 1, 2, 3. For 1 to 5, for 0, 1 to 5, since the upper element is not greater than the lower element, the column 0 also there won't be any changes. It will print 0, 1 to 15 only. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Until that part it's clear?
Yes, sir. I think, sir, little bit complicated to understand, but I understand.
Yeah. So this is the most difficult problem in the quiz one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So can I stop sharing the screen?
Yeah. You can stop sharing.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Can you explain the property called hashable?
For?
Sir, hashable property. Tuples are hashable, like.
So that is nothing but we just
right. So like difference between hashable and mutability.
hashability and
mutability. Difference between hashability and mutability.
so we won't compare this hashability and mutability. So what we do is we just compare this mutability and immutability, right? Okay. We compare this.
No, do they mean the same thing, sir? Do they mean same, like mutable and hashable, or immutable and hashable? Same?
No, they don't mean the same.
It will be better if you take an example and explain both the concepts, sir, please.
Okay. So give me a second. Yeah, and before we do that, let's just take this 5 minutes break. Okay, and after that we'll just resume again. Is that okay? After that we'll discuss your problem.
Yes,
Both
sir.
the problems.
Yes, okay.
Thanks.
Sir, just looking at this one solution, sir, not the key solution. That to see.
Is it going on, sir?
No.
Break for 5 minutes.
Okay. Guys, others are using Visual Studio or Replit.
Spider.
Both.
Jupyter.
I'm using Jupyter Notebook.
Replit and Collab Notebook.
Spider.
Sari is using Visual Studio, no?
Yes.
Yes.
And which one is better? Because I have not gone through all the apps.
There are no comparison. What you like?
All are
Okay.
better. All are better.
Okay.
Jupyter Notebook is better if you answer.
Okay, fine.
And guys, what is this SCST exam like?
SCT exam just I attended. That is for checking the system compatibility test. Because they will guide you and check whether CIF is logging in or not. Camera position. At that time, at the time of examination, you have to install such type of installation of mobile phone. Just
What
they
is
are
the duration?
checking.
What is the duration of the test?
Today, I think it takes hardly 1 hour, but first time what happened is that in our session, the name recommended for the 10 students was not that who attended. There was a name mismatch, so it took half an hour. There was some mistake in the system.
I think it was wrongly distributed. Even
Wrongly
for me
distributed,
also
yeah.
same thing happened.
Because I think some programming mistake has been done. Listing.
He is asking for duration of upcoming exam.
Duration of the exam is 1.5 hours perhaps.
So what it consists of, like the programming questions or some right?
I guess GRPA type, na?
Yeah, perhaps like that. They will give.
Yeah, it is only the programming problem.
Even more than GRP. So say that like PT.
So how many questions were there? Will be there.
So
Do we have any MCQs?
No,
MCQs, programming language. Programming.
Any mock test for this exam?
No.
Yeah. So the mock
On
test
17th.
So what is the exam duration?
On 17th February. What?
There is a mock test on 17th.
The exam duration is 1.5 hours. Okay. And you need to solve 3 to 4 questions. Okay.
Only 3 to 4 questions.
Only 3 to 4 questions, sir.
Yeah, only 3 to 4.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Every question is a programming question, no, sir?
What?
Every question is a programming question, sir.
Yeah. Every question is a programming question.
Sir, this question.
Sir, do we have any options to choose some?
Yeah. So like the choice you mean?
Like multiple
select
questions. Like.
No.
MCQs.
The choice all the okay.
Do you have the choice of IDE?
All questions are compulsory.
Specified IDE.
Everything should be solved in IDE. You just write the code and execute it.
Programming.
Will we get the test run system? Sir, when we are doing the practice GR or GRA, so we are getting the test run system. Is it available there?
What practice or GRPA?
Sir, we are seeing the test run system and submit. So we'll get that.
Yeah. It's the same thing. Whatever you're seeing for GRPA, right? It will be the same exact thing. Okay.
So we get the same public test cases and everything, right?
Yeah. You get the public test cases and the private test cases.
Partial public test cases and private test cases. Then do we get the partial marks?
Yes. So like if you pass the public test case, you won't get any marks. But if you pass few of the private test cases, then you'll get marks.
Okay.
So just a couple of things. One is can we
have
have
the
option
what
of
is the
using
number of private cases it is passed or means
what?
At a at the exam means can we know that like it is passing all the private test cases or not?
Yeah. If you submit it, right. So you just know 4 out of 5 test cases passed.
Okay.
4 out of 5 out of 5. Just like
GRPA, right? No, just like
yeah.
So I just wanted to ask a couple of things. One is can we use let's say we have PyCharm with us. Can we use that or
No. You cannot use PyCharm or anything. Okay. You just need to use the same ID as the portal. Okay.
So what they
In fact, you cannot even move to the other window. You just need to be stick. You just need to use that particular window itself. Okay.
So do we have any options? GRPA one kind of thing, right? Same.
Yeah, same.
So another one, sir. I just was looking for just one more thing. Looking for the quiz one solution, sir. I'm not finding it anywhere.
Yeah. Okay. We did that release it. So we release a feedback for it, just like we release for graded, right? We release a feedback for it.
It will be under which link, sir?
We will release it. Like we are ready to release it. We will release it. So
What is, sir? What you are telling about?
So it's a quiz solutions. The quiz that has happened, right? We will release it solution soon. Okay.
Okay. Sir, what was the total marks of that quiz one?
So yeah, ultimately, it's that
50 marks, I think.
Yeah.
Total marks was 100 or 50.
50. I think 50. 50. It was 50. It was 50 in that, but it will be reduced to what was there in that final calculus info grade. Now it will be reduced based on that. It will be scaled down. Okay,
that is different thing, but 50 marks was the
50 marks.
One thing, sir, I would like to ask, in the examination and the programming examination, in our PC we will log to another site or in the same site of the IITM.
The site it will be provided to you. It will be a different site, but you need to log in using the same online degree account.
Okay, site will be different, server will be different. We will log in onto that. After logging in, our screen will be disabled, right?
Sir, will there be any batch questions specific to us, or all will be the same?
No, it will be like specific only to you.
Okay, so we will have batches allotted, and we will solve only that question. Nothing will be common.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sir, these PT and graded problems are a bit tough for people who are learning Python for the first time. Like you told me that in quiz also you will be getting problem of standards equivalent to PT and graded assignments, right?
Yeah, the quiz is somewhat equivalent to this
PT and
PT problems. Yeah, but
those are a bit challenging for people who are learning for the first time any programming language. Like I am one of them.
Yeah, I am one of them also, because we are first time exposed to this coding world.
Me too.
Sir, so will this quiz 2 problems be solvable by a beginner, or it will be like?
See, the thing is, you'll have half an hour per problem. Okay, you'll have half an hour per problem. So it's like ample amount of time. I would say like you could think about it. You could make some mistakes. You could make lots of mistakes. Okay, and you
pen and paper will be permissible. To do something.
This is one of the questions. Sir, one of my friend was saying that these problems are equivalent to competitive coding. I don't know what is competitive coding, but he was saying that this is a bit challenging problem.
So see, the only thing which you need to think of is that these problems, right? It will be similar to the GRP and the PD problems. If you're able to solve that, it will be easy. Okay. If you're not able to solve it, what I would say is practice those problems well. Practice the GRP and the PD problems well. Okay, and try to understand what is happening there. Okay.
Sir. Yeah, sir, I have one problem, sir, with struggling with the writing a code.
Yeah.
Sir, when the code is written, I can understand like the output, the logic between the statements. But when it comes to writing a code like GRP assignments, creating a code, that part, the deduction part, I don't. It's facing difficult for me. Like any strategy or like how can we approach, sir, those problems?
Okay, so the main important thing.
I mean, I'm a beginner into the programming, sir.
Yeah, sir, that's a challenge. That's why I'm repeating second time Python.
Okay. So the important part is, See, the important part is you should without code now, you should have a layout of like the way you'll be arriving at solution, right? Let's just say let's say you are at this you're trying to solve for square of a number, right? So what you will do, you just take that value and then you'll convert that to integer, right? And then you'll compute the square of the value and then you'll print it, right? Something like that. There are like particular steps that happens, right? Without even like you writing the code. Don't write the code directly, okay? Especially if you're a beginner, okay? Note down the steps or the algorithm, right? Which you have seen in CT, right? Note down that and try to execute each of them individually, right? Each of those steps and check and if possible, you need not write the entire code and then like run the program. You just run it step by step and check whether whatever you have written code until that is it correct or not. Until that particular step 1 is it correct, step 2 is it correct, step 3 is it correct. And if at step 4 and if at step 4 you are making mistake now, then possibly what could happen is, okay, like while you are writing the step 4 code, maybe you did some mistake, because that's why the output is like somewhat different, right? Are you able to see?
Yes, sir. I'm listening, sir.
Yeah, so
Sir,
you're able to get what I'm saying?
yes, sir. Sir, I want to add on this point, like in the CT, sir, even the CT, I can able to understand since the code is already written. So even like finding of the mistakes, I can understand those part. But when I've done the yesterday part, I have attended the week 6 assignment also, your open session. And after that, try to do the assignment, graded assignments, programming. So I could not able to do even the one program, sir. Though I recorded, like I took the screenshot of the codes also, like the dictionary part, the student recorded.
Okay. So see, the main important part is, are you able to write the algorithm first? Okay. Are you able to arrive at solution, right? Because sometimes what happens is we do not know how to arrive at solution. I'm not talking about writing code. I'm talking about like just you understanding the concept, okay, of like how to approach the problem. That you should be having. That algorithmic idea you should be having. Okay. Take some time. Take like even like half the time that is assigned to problem to arrive at the algorithm or the step-by-step solution, okay, which needs to be followed to complete solution, right? And after that how do you actually turn this algorithm into the actual code, actual Python code? So that is the next part. I think if you practice well, it kinds of like I won't say it becomes easy, but at least the pretty two parts, right? Like this initializing matrix or adding two matrices or the product of two matrices. That part you can just try to do it well. Okay. So,
Sir, I just have a question regarding the exam. One is that you had mentioned that we have to use just the portal and not anything like PyCharm, right?
Yeah.
So just one question regarding that. I've observed while doing my GRPAs, sometimes the page just refreshes by itself and I lose all the code I've just written till now. So that's why I used to type
she's right, sir.
on PyCharm and I used to copy and paste it finally. So is there a way where we can handle that? That's why even I had this doubt that can we do it on some other PyCharm and then copy paste?
Okay.
Press the back button. Press the back button.
In exam also.
Oh no, this will not work.
There are like few tricks.
Back button was working actually.
Back button.
Sir, does the test run save our code, or we have to submit only? Then only it will save.
I think you need to submit it. Okay, test run also saves you code, but please submit it. Like if you're having some, let's say 20 lines of code, right? Once you're done this 5 lines of code, just click on submit. Okay, click on submit, and then like continue writing your code again. Okay. So in that way, and also what you can do is once in a while after you wrote 5 lines or like 10 lines of code, now you can just copy that code. You can copy that code. So in case it goes back to this login now, you can just paste it anytime.
But
Okay.
what happens that now? So we forget to do this because we are thinking on the problem solving. So we forget to copy the first and copy and keep in the clipboard.
Yeah, right.
So whether it is not possible to auto save mode like Google Sheet or like that in the app also. Whatever we have typed, it should not be erased because the time suppose I have 10 lines or 20 lines, we could not copy it, and then it will vanish.
Yeah, right. If possible, can we talk about mutability and hashability?
So basically we should just use the portal. So okay, that was just one question, and then the other was that we have the mock on. I just wanted to confirm we have a mock on 17th and our exam is on 20th, right?
Yeah, so we will release the mock. Maybe not on 17th. Maybe we'll try to release it even like before itself. But there will be a mock. The mock will again be this programming problem. Okay.
Okay, and we can submit multiple times, and we'll know if all the private test cases have passed, as you said, right? Like five, just like the okay.
Yeah.
And also, you had mentioned 3 to 4 questions, each have about half an hour, but I thought like we have so that's like 1.5 hours, or how is it?
You'll have 1.5 hours. Okay.
1.5 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll have a total of like 1.5 hours, and in that 1.5 hours, you need to solve 3 to 4 problems. Okay.
Okay, 3 to 4 questions.
Sir,
if
possible,
can we have another session after that mock test, sir?
Okay, so we'll discuss the concept of this mutability and hashability.
Sir, I have one more questions. Sir, how many submit button are there?
There is only one submit button, right?
So how will we submit after test runs?
No.
In GRA or GRA, we are getting 2 submits. In every question, we are getting every submit button, right, sir?
Oh, I don't know what you refer to. So let me just open that.
For each GRP, there is a submit button.
Sir, for private test, we have to submit the button, right? We have to click the submit button.
When you click on what? Submit button?
So how many submit button are available in this exam, sir? So suppose in a GR coding, some question, we are getting the test run and submit button, right?
Yeah.
So after clicking the submit button, we able to see the private code first, right, sir?
Yeah.
So in every question, it should present every submit button in every question.
Yeah. Every question is should be submitted.
And the last, there will be another submit button, right, sir?
No, for the last, yeah, it could be there.
The final submit. I'm talking about final submit.
The final submit, I'm not entirely sure of it, but please ask the proctor there, okay? But essentially for each individual problem, there will be submit button just like this CRPA, just like you are seeing it here.
No, I will just clarify what he's trying to say. You see, in the actual quiz, when you do submit, thereafter you cannot go back to the test.
Yeah.
So basically, he's trying to ask whether after you submit, press submit, whether you can revisit the question. That is, I think, the intent of asking.
Yeah, within the question you can revisit. Okay,
No, that is not only. I'm talking about also the last submit button, final submit button.
So that is what he's asking.
Yeah, Balakrishna, I got the question. You're talking about the submit button. When you click on that, the entire exam gets completed, and you won't be able to access everything. That's it out, right? Do you have a button, something like that? Okay. That's a question.
Is there any important topic we should focus on for the exam?
See, the important topics are this from week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, all are kind of like important. Okay. But the dictionaries on this week 4, no, those two are like really important.
Matrix.
Those functions anyway, we just learned about the syntax and like how to execute the functions. We did not learn anything new there. What we learned new is like in this week 3, where we learned about this for loops. That's for loops, while loops. That loops concept is like really important. Okay. For the entire course. And the lists, okay, the list concept is also important. And its dictionaries. So all these 3 concepts, these 3 are like really important.
Sir,
Sir, could you please explain 23.3?
One by one, please. One by one.
Can we use
So,
inbuilt functions in the exam?
let's discuss the mutability and hashability. Okay.
Okay, sir. Fine.
Right, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, one last thing, that can we use the like libraries like numpy arrays and all
Yeah,
this?
you can use, but the thing is, if the question specifically states that do not use an NumPy, then you cannot use NumPy. And one more thing, do not rely on NumPy because in our IDE the NumPy does not work properly, and your answer might not match with the actual answer. Okay.
Sir, sometimes my code works fine on VS Code, but when I run it on the ID given in the portal, it doesn't work.
Yeah, make sure that you're printing it in the actual same manner which was asked of. Like, make sure that you're not having any extra spaces or something like that. Okay, that extra spaces and the extra new lines and all, right, that you need to take care. So you will be missing it, right? While you're seeing in the output, you won't be able to see the difference. But
Sir,
sir,
will there be another session after the mock test, sir?
There'll be this preparation session. Yeah, correct. There will just talk about this quiz paper. Yeah. Like after the mock test or before the mock test, we'll just discuss this mock problems. So with the mock test problems. Okay. Okay. So let's stop. Let's get into this Python further. Okay.
Okay, sir. Let us proceed.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
So we're talking about this mutability and hashability, right? So hashability is we have this we have this values that are mutable, right? So we have this lists and all, okay, which are like mutable. Okay. So and we have this integer strings, float values and all that which are not mutable. Okay. So this not mutable values, right? Let's say we have this 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Screen is not visible, sir.
Your screen is not visible, sir.
Yeah, I did not share this.
Okay.
Okay. So we have this A equals to, let's say, 1 or something, okay? And then like B equals to this list 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then C equals to something Python. Okay. So this A, this integers, floats, strings, these are not mutable. Okay. Basically, what this means is this particular value, this Python 1 and all this, right? It has this it has a specific value which cannot be changed. Okay, this one is fixed. The value of the variable can be changed, but this value which this one holds, that is like specific, right? Are you getting what I'm saying?
Actually, in place value, right?
Huh?
In place value, like
yeah. So this one Python, it also specific memory which is like fixed. And that cannot be changed. Okay, that specific fixed value on memory which cannot be changed, and this is only for this is only for this non-mutable values. That is called as hashing. Okay, those are called this hashable values or hashable objects. Okay, and when we come across this list and all, which are like mutable, that is we cannot directly equate it, right? So that is to our when we do this D equals to B, right? D equals to B, right? This D and P both points to the same particular list, 1, 2, 3. Okay, these are not hashable. All the mutable objects they're not hashable, but all the immutable values like this one Python and all that, they are like hashable. Yeah.
What is the meaning of hashable?
So this hashable is like these are the values which are like whose value on this memory it's like fixed, right? Like this Python.
No, sir. Literal meaning of hash. What is the meaning of hash? Verb. Has is a verb.
Literal meaning, like with respect to Python, with respect
No,
to
no,
Python,
no,
I
no,
can
no.
say the literal one, I do not know.
There is no literal meaning. We have defined in the Python only, right?
Huh.
Okay. Okay.
Like we do this for this programming language. Programming languages they use this hashing thing.
Yeah, sir. What we mean to say here that 1, 2, 3 have the different memory location in the computer.
See
and
the list. See the one each individual element 1, 2, 3. These are immutable. Okay, but this list, right? But that list, the total one, the total combination one, right? Those are that is mutable. Okay. And that particular memory location, that's not fixed.
And Python is not mutable.
Yeah. So the Python, it's not mutable.
We cannot change T, right?
No,
in the
what I'm
Python,
saying is
we cannot change T inside the Python. We have to change the whole Python by making input as a string. Okay.
Right.
We cannot pick it out. But here in B, we can pick the 2 or 3 or like that. Because
and then we can just change. We can change that each individual.
Is it because in the program this 1, 2, and 3 has been saved in the different memory location? Suppose 1 and 2 and 3 are saved at different memory. Individual memory location has been assigned for 1, 2, and 3 separately. Is it so or not?
It's not like 1, 2, 3. It has like different location. We are talking about the list, the culmination of it, the total. What is it? The list which holds these values of 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay.
That
Location is only
that particular list we are talking. We were talking only about.
Okay. The whole list will be defined as a memory location, not individual item. Right?
Yeah, not the individual items. The individual items we do not care about that. Okay, as of now.
Okay.
So here D is pointing to B. Both D and B point.
Yeah. Both D and B, they are pointing to the same values.
Okay.
Say same list 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Sir, say for example, if I cannot change the in place value, but if I can add one value, so whether it is still hashable or it is not hashable.
Which one?
Say for example, if I cannot change a particular value, like in case of C, if I cannot change a particular value at any location, like C0, C1, C2, I cannot change any value, but if I can add one value into it, so whether it is still hashable or it is not hashable.
See, you cannot add the value also. So all you can do is you can. Right, we have this C equals to, you cannot have this C dot append, right? C dot append does not exist. So all you can do is,
for string it doesn't exist, sir, but for other data set it exists, right?
For others?
For other data it exists.
Yeah. So for others instance, like for list it exists.
Right.
For others it will not exist. Okay, so we have this since this memory location for this or the memory location that is allotted to this list, that's not fixed. Okay, these are like mutable. And for the sets now, since what the sorry, not the sets, the tuples since what it holds, it's like fixed. Like let's say we have this tuple T equals to 1, 2, right? So we can change the individual elements, but the overall structure of it contains only 2 elements, right?
So we can't change one. No? We can't change 1 or 2, right?
Yeah, you can change 1 of 2. That is this. You can change this T of 0 equals to 4 or something. Okay.
So now this is not hashable, right?
See, we are changing the individual elements, but you did not get what I said.
So tuple is not hashable, right?
Okay. Yeah, right.
Yeah, sir. Here we cannot change. It is tuple.
Yeah.
If you put a list in a tuple, then we can change.
Right.
Because that list is like mutable. Yeah.
So tuple is hashable, right? Am I right? Tuple is hashable.
Yeah. Tuple is hashable.
Okay. Got it, sir.
Okay. So
like Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. Okay.
Tuple is hashable or tuple is not hashable?
Tuple is hashable.
Tuple is
hashable. We cannot change element, na? We cannot change element.
Okay. Hashable means we cannot change it, right?
In place value, yes.
Sir, could you please explain PT 3.3?
PT 3.3. Yeah. Okay. 1 second. Accept a string as input and print integer if the string is integer, print float if it is float. Else print none. Okay, so what we do is first thing is we need to accept, right? N equals to something like input, let's say.
Yeah.
Okay, so for it to be a float, what's the condition?
Some decimal value.
Yeah, it should be having decimal value. So basically, it should have a point. No?
Right.
Okay, so for that, let's just say you have this f equals to something like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and then dot. Okay, if any of these elements are present, right? In F, okay, let me just maximize it. Okay, clear?
Yeah, sir.
So let's have this for float initially we just assume that to be false. Okay, let's not worry about this flag values. And we have this input and this input n equals input. Since I did not convert that to anything, it will still be a string, right? So I can just iterate over the characters of the string, right? So for character in n, okay, if
character is in n,
if the character is in F,
yeah.
If the character is in F, I do not care. But if the character is not in F, then what happens? If the character is not in F, then that is not a string. And sorry, then that is not an integer.
Integer, yes, sir.
That is not a float, right? Correct?
That is not a float, sir. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Right. So then what I can do? I can just print none. None, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Elif. Okay. If the character equals to dot, okay, that is just this particular dot exists.
Yeah.
And one other thing is for it to be a string, for it to be a float, right? It should be having something like 900.123 or something. It cannot be something like 900.123, right? So basically, we need to find we need to look at the count of this dot, right? So that's what we will do. We'll
Okay.
Yeah. So if n dot count of dot
Equals
is equals to 1,
yes,
okay, then we'll print float.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then we can break. Okay, no, we cannot break it.
Sir, but what if there is no digit after dot? Then how to overcome?
Huh? What if there is no digit after dot?
Yes, say for example, if someone is written 900 dot, then 900 and dot, there is no digit after that. You told, no? Like
then that will still be a float. Like by default, right? When we write it in that format, it will be considered as float.
Okay, so it will treat as a 900.0, right?
Yeah. Okay, so we'll have this flag value because just because this dot is there, that does not directly mean that it is a float, right? It could be something like 900 dot 1, 2, 3, A. This also could be the value of input now, and that is not a float, right?
Yes.
So we cannot directly print it as float. Okay. So what we can do is
True.
flag equals to false will have. Okay. And then if n dot flag 1 equals to false and flag 2 equals to false. So if the character equals to dot, then and if n dot count of 1 equals to 1, then what we'll have is we'll have flag 1 equals to
True.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let's just have this, and then else print none. Okay. Because if the n dot count of dot if it is greater than 1, then that basically means it is not a float or it is not a integer, right? So we'll print none. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And after that, what do we do?
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I think we need to break out of the loop after every print
Yes.
none statement.
Actually, only when we hit this none, we need to break out. Otherwise, we need not break out. See, the reason is when we hit none, like when we know that that particular input is not an integer and it is not a float, there is no need to check further, right? But for other cases, we could still get the characters which could result it not to be a float or it could not be an integer. Right?
Yes, sir.
So only when we know that it is not a float or integer, then we need to break out. Else we cannot break out.
Yeah.
Clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Sir, so if somebody has entered 900.123, so how does it work?
What?
So how does someone has entered 900.123A?
900.123?
Yeah. Example. So how will we handle that situation?
How will we handle that? Yeah, that's what. So what happens is we until this 900.123 we have this flag 1 as true, and then until now until here the loop works properly, and when we encounter the slash character now, since this character
not in
character not in, since the character is not in F, we'll print none and then we'll break out of it. Since this A is not in this since A is not in this F, so we'll print none and we'll break out of it, out of the loop.
Okay.
I'm writing else here. This else is for this for loop. This else will run only if we do not encounter this break statement. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if flag 1, so if this flag is on, what does this mean?
This is one important doubt.
Yeah.
So do we have an else for a for loop here other than if?
What? We have the else for loop also. So this else for loop, it will get executed when this break statement does not get executed.
Okay, so in any for loop, if the break is not getting executed, we for any other routine or any other loop, if we want that to continue, then we can use else for loop if the break is not executed. Is it so?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to look at the conditions where the break is not executed, then you can go for this else. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So if flag 1, what do you know? We know that it is in float value.
Integer.
No, this flag 1 is true. It will be true only when we have dot rate.
Yeah, float.
Okay. So
if flag 1 is equal to true or if flag 1 only?
Like both the same.
Okay, we can use both. like is equal to true and if like false.
So instead of else, can we have elif also? Is it possible?
For this particular case here?
Yes, sir. Elif there.
Here we cannot have elif, right? If we are going to mention elif, then that means that we need to have some condition. No? You should specify the condition in the syntax here itself, in the line number 15 itself.
Yes, sir. If we have a statement, we can use it, right? Like it's not include anything, but if we have a statement, then we can use it, right? Python will allow it, or we get a syntax.
If you want to execute this, when the break statement is not executed, then you need to have else only. You cannot have elif there. There won't be elif for loop. There will only be else for for loop.
Okay. Thank you.
This else is for the for loop, na sir?
Yeah.
When character is not in n, then else will come, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if that value is not a float and if it is not none, then obviously it is an integer, right? So we'll print integer. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yeah, now this will work.
This will work. Okay. Let's just check. Yeah, it works. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, one question here. Basic question is what is the physical meaning of these private cases and public cases? What actually means?
See, just
private means what?
Like it is just checking for your code, like how good your code is. Okay, so if I mention you the input test cases, if I give you the input test cases, then what happens is you could modify your code such that it will be able to pass all the input test cases, even though your code is not exactly correct. Okay, that is why what we do is we do not tell you what the input is, but if your code is doing what it needs to be done, then it will be able to pass all the private test cases.
Okay, suppose one of the two private cases passed, means this test case 1, test case 2, out of this test case 1, test case 2, only one has passed and second one has failed.
Yeah.
Is it so?
Yes.
And in public cases, if it is suppose showing 2 out of 3 has passed, what does
then
it
that
mean?
means 2 test cases are passed, the third one got failed.
Okay, in the private 2 out of the private cases, right? In public cases, in suppose here
if they mention it 2 out of the 3 private test cases.
No. Suppose 2 of the 2 passed here in the private. This is private case, no sir?
This is public.
Oh, this is public cases. It passed,
Yeah.
and in private cases, it is showing 2 out of the 5 is passed. Means what does it mean?
Then it means that among the private test cases, 2 passed and the remaining 3 failed.
And what were the private cases? Where this is the public? What is the private case?
The private test cases values it won't be shown to you. That's what I was saying, no? Okay, so the week 6 deadline is completed, right?
Sir, can you explain RPA 3 week 6 deadline is already passed?
Yeah, okay.
Sir, it's solution line number 30 that I can't get.
Okay. So before we move there, so you asked me about this test cases, right? So this these are the test cases.
Yes, sir. In solution,
so the first three are these public test cases, and the remaining 5 these are the private test cases. Yeah. Now what's your doubt?
Sir, in line number 30, I can't get whether we are pending and what. In line number 30, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so here line number 30.
Yes, sir. I have a doubt that we are pending the matrix mat trans.
Yeah, we are appending we are adding the elements, but we are not appending. That is, we are adding this element at the start of the row, not at the end of the row. when we append, right, that element will be added at the end, right? But what we are doing is we are adding it at the start of the row, not at the end. Oh, clear? What I was trying to
Sir,
say?
can you explain with the example?
Yeah.
You explain this problem only, sir.
You want to explain only this problem?
It will help, na? If he's okay, Pankaj is okay, then we can continue with this problem.
What?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, exactly. Line number 30 that I can't get, but rest of the code I get in.
Okay, so this line number 30, today I will explain it using a different example, okay?
Yes, sir.
You are able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me have this row as initially I'll have row as empty list, and then now I'll have different list. A equals to 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So now what I'll do is for element in A, I'll have row equals to element plus row. Okay. This is basically the same problem, right? Right?
Yes.
Right? Okay. So if I just execute this,
please explain line number
and
4.
can you see this? Instead of having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Hello.
I'm having 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, sir. Now
Hello,
it's clear,
Ravi.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, could you please explain line number 4, sir? Like,
Sir, can you mute the another person?
Yeah. Yeah, what's it all?
Sir, could you please explain line number 4, sir? I'm not
Yeah,
so
line
clear.
number, okay. So let's assume that the element is equal to something like 6, okay? 6, okay?
Right.
Before that, let me just think of it like my row is 1. Okay. What I'll do is I'll have 1, 2, 3 initially, and then I'll have only one element for this A. Okay. This will be clear. Okay? So the element in A is 6. I have row as 1, 2, 3, right? And now this row will be equals to row plus 6 plus row, right? 6 plus row, which is nothing but 1, 2, 3. Now this will become 6, 1, 2, 3. Oh, clear? Clear? What this line was doing?
Yes, yes.
So like
Right?
age
So
and
basically,
age and list, and we are assigning 6 here, right? In
Yeah,
line
so-
number 2. In line number 2, sir, age and list, and we are assigning 6, right?
A has only one element, yeah, and that is 6, yeah.
Yes, sir. So while coming to line number 4, sir, like row equal to element plus row, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a for loop which I am putting in A, right? Okay, so element is 6 and then plus row. So entire row is getting copied here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And let me just say this. What if row equals 5, 6, then what will be this what will be the row outside when we come out of the for loop?
6, 5, 1, 2, 3.
6, 5, 1, 2, 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Okay. That's because initial element equals 5, and that becomes, this becomes 5 plus 1, 2, 3, which will become 5, 1, 2, 3. And after that element is 6. So now the 6 will be added to this 5, 1, 2, 3. So that makes row as 6, 5, 1, 2, 3. Okay. This is kind of like reversing the order of list. Okay.
So can we say this is concatenation of list?
Yeah, this is concatenation of list, but it is the reverse order.
Okay.
Sir, this is the only method to reverse the list, or any other method also for reverse?
There are like so many ways, right?
We can start from -1.
Yeah,
We can use for loop and then we can
minus
start from.
1. Yeah.
Yes.
You can just use the indices and then you can use it -1, -2, and so on.
Okay.
-n.
Sir, I have query in 4.2 GRPA and 2 queries on the line.
Okay, 4.2 GRPA, PT 4.2.
No, sir. GRPA 2.
Week 4.
Week 4.
Sir, week 6 GRP 1, sir. Can you briefly explain on this one?
Yeah, let me just explain this week 4 and I'll come to that. What's it out here?
Sir, the first doubt is we are finding median, and like if I go to the solution code in line 19 and line 24, when we are finding the median, will this give the output of median in float also?
Mid equals sorted off short marks of mid. Else, yeah, it could give in float also. Yes.
Okay.
So for this particular case now.
Yes, sir.
For this particular case, did they mention that all the values are integers?
They don't value, but the output are all float values.
30, 50, 40, 10, 20.
And in last test case, I am getting 15.5 and here output is 16.5.
For this?
Yes, sir.
You're getting 15.5 and the output is 16.5.
Yes.
Then basically, I think instead of doing the 16, 17, you did this 15, 16, I guess. That index which you're doing for this, which you're doing for finding this median, right? The sorted marks of mid 1 and sorted marks of mid 2. I think that mid 1 and mid 2 you had it wrong, I guess, by one value. Okay.
I tried it, and then if I go for the above code where we are coming out a list by appending minimum marks, this sorted list. These fifth case and sixth case again, I'm facing difficulty when I'm getting the sorting list. My that 100 the index which is giving the 100, it comes somewhere in marks of 1 or sorted list of 2 or like this. 100 is not coming at the end.
Okay. So basically, yeah, I think. Okay, so can you do one thing? Can you share a screen? Can you share a screen? Yeah.
Yes,
can
sir.
you share a screen? Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm unable to share.
Okay. So I think what you're doing is, if the last value is the longest, is the largest value, right? Then I think you're not sorting the list properly. Okay, because of that you're not able to get the last two cases correct. Okay.
Because sir, I tried the solution code also in keeping it on the replit, and then again the sorting list is not coming right in that case also. And even I use that use the min and max one also, using that one also. Then again it is not giving me correct.
Okay, so can you do one thing? Can you just copy a code and paste it in Discourse? I'll just take it from there. And I'll answer.
Right,
okay?
Sir. Right, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So the other person, he said he has some doubt, right? Week 6, something.
Yes, sir. Week 6, the first question, sir. GRP 1.
Yeah.
Dictionary 1.
Score data set is a list of dictionaries, one of those entries. Like, do you have any specific query or like
the whole problems approach? Can you tell me that how we are solving the problem?
Okay.
Approach only, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Score data set. They just mentioned it. Okay. The first one is just, okay, we have the sequence number, name. Sequence number is 1. Name is Devika, gender, city, bank, city, and these are all this key and values, right? For a particular entry. Okay. Write a function named getToppers that accepts 3 arguments, the scores data set. So basically it accepts this dictionary and it accepts the subject and gender. It should return a list of names of students who belong to gender given the argument FRM and have topped the object by the argument subject. So basically what it was saying is it needs a list of all people who are top in a particular subject and they should be belonging to a particular gender, right? Let's say I talked about this mathematics. Okay, in the mathematics I want to know all the male toppers, okay, or all the female toppers. Then you should be giving the list of all the toppers. Let's say there are like 5 girls who got 100 out of 100 in mathematics. Then you should be returning the list of all those all those 5 girls. Okay.
Yes, sir. But the like steps are how we are up.
Okay.
Steps like the first I understood we are given the score data as a list. So after that we are doing a for loop, and after first we are filtering with the gender and considering the first element in the gender is the first maximum marks.
Yeah.
Initializing.
Yeah. Okay. So we have this, right? We have this score sheet as a subject and gender, right? So what you can do is you can create the list of toppers. Okay, the list of toppers it's initially empty. Okay, and then let's have this topper score or something. Okay, top score. Top score equals to initial, let's assume it to be 0. Okay. Okay. Now what you can do is for the for D in this score sheet set. Okay, for D in score sheet set, or let's just say for the student in the score sheet set. Okay, if student what do we have? The gender, how did they represent? They just have this gender, right? If the student of gender is equals to this particular gender, okay, this particular gender, and that is first thing is we are checking whether that student is of same gender or not. Okay, and the student marks, right? Marks in that particular subject. So that subject is this one, right? If it is greater than the top marks, if it is greater than top score, if it is greater than top score, right? If it is greater than top score, what will you do?
We'll append, sir.
No, if it is greater than top score, we won't append, right? If it is only equals to, then only we can append, no?
Yes.
If it is greater than, yeah, we create a new list. We create a new list only with this student, right?
Yeah, okay.
Correct?
Yes.
Else, if we have the same thing, and instead of greater than, we'll have equals to. Okay, in this particular case, we'll append.
Okay.
Okay, so I do not have to worry about the remaining cases.
Okay.
Okay, I do not have to worry about the case of same gender, and if the subject score is less than the top score, then I do not have to worry. And one other thing is, in this particular case, you need to update the top score also.
Yeah.
Okay, you need to update the top score as the current student's score, right? Yeah, that's it. I have even like showed the solutions. Okay, and you need to return it. Okay.
Yes.
Clear, right? So what?
Yes.
So what is the difference? Like I'm a bit doubtful. I have a confusion between the lines 16 and 19. So 16, you're saying we are actually updating the list with the toppers mark, right? And why append in case of the condition is turns out to be false for LF? Student name we are updating with the topper's mark to the list, but in case if LF is executed, then L dot append. Why? So I didn't understand the logic for append there.
Yeah, so that's why like you should be having the logic first, and then after that you can write the code. Okay, like I wrote it quickly because I have seen this problem kind of like numerous times, so I wrote it. But if I'm looking at it for the first time, then I also need to take some time and then like do it. Okay, so yeah, have the logic, and after
What
after
is that the L dot append? So why are we doing append in the next second case? First case we are updating the dictionary.
So in the second case, right?
Can you show the code?
Yeah, in the second case, that student is of same gender and she has the same top score. That is, she has the same top score, right? So she's also topper, right? So she should be added to the current toppers.
Okay.
Right? So let's say that we have currently in this particular iteration, let's say after 50th iteration or something, we have top score as 90 marks. Okay, and you score 90 marks. Okay, you score 90 marks, and already in the list I have 5 students who already scored 90, right? And you should be added to this list, right? List of these 5 students, right? You should be appended to this list now.
Okay, yeah, got it. But if you score more than the current top score, then it will be updated.
Then what we do is we dump all the previous existing toppers, and we make only US topper.
Okay, the current student with the topper will be added to the list. That's all.
Yeah, that's what we are doing it here. Okay. The line number 15.
So let's say if there's only one student, means L will have only one badge of. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, the time is 9:12. Okay. So yeah, we will end this session.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah, regarding what?
Regarding dictionaries.
Yes, yeah. And okay, I'll answer it out and after that we'll end the session. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so let's say there is a dictionary of students as the student names are the keys and their marks are the values. Okay. Now I need to sort this dictionary. Okay, so I was a bit confused with the code.
You're confused with the coding?
I'm sorry?
You're confused with the coding, is it? You need to sort the dictionary keys in such a way that the topper will be at the first.
Yes.
Okay. So the way you should do is the way you can do that is first see you can create a new dictionary. Okay, you can create a new dictionary D2 or something. Okay, and then what you can do is each time you can iterate over this entire dictionary. Okay, the entire dictionary, and then you find out what the top marks is. Okay, what the top marks is, and then you store the you store the top marks as well as the name of the student. Okay, and then once you come out of that, once you come out, right, you append that key and value to this new dictionary. Okay. To this new dictionary.
Okay. So can I delete a particular value from a dictionary? Like I can delete it from a list?
No. So then what you can do is you can just make it as -1. Right? Since you cannot delete a key, right? What you can do is delete a key value. You can just make that as -1. For that particular student score, for that particular topper score, right? You can make that as -1 and then repeat the iteration so that we'll get the next highest value. Oh,
okay.
Are you getting what I'm saying?
Why this -1?
Yes, I'm getting.
-1 means? -1 means?
-1 is just so that this particular student he won't appear again.
Okay.
Okay.
So I am also keeping a check that if the particular student's mark is negative, then I have to pass that particular student.
Yeah. So okay, you are having the condition of that particular student marks is negative, you need to pass like.
So we
Like
can
I
remove, if you want to delete a value, we can remove a key from a dictionary, isn't it?
Yeah. So just check.
I'm not sure if we can delete a particular key from a dictionary. We can do it for a list, but no, can we do it for a dictionary?
Key value both will be deleted. Remove.
I think we can remove a key from a dictionary.
Yeah.
We can.
Yeah.
But the whole key value pair will be deleted, right, sir?
Yes.
Yeah. So both the key value will be repeated. Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Sir, is there any
And sir, one thing, can we? Hello.
Yes.
Can you tell me how can I do it with some regular sorting techniques like bubble sort?
I think, sir, I think he was talking about GRPF 4.
GRPF 4 of Big 6?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this yeah, using bubble sort we can do it, but then since it's like 2 levels, so then that's going to be like quite difficult. Okay, it's better to do it in the simple way which I just told. Okay.
Okay, but you see, in high school we did all this sorting like bubble sort. So when sorting comes to my mind, I always go for bubble sort. That is the reason I was asking.
Okay. But the problem is this kinds of make it like since this is like 2 levels on, right? It makes it like complicated. That's why I just told that do not go for that. Okay.
Oh, okay, sir. So in any case, do you recommend this obvious sort over the other sorting techniques?
See, for this particular case, I'll search this obvious sort because we're not worrying about this time complexity and all. So yeah, I'll for this Python course, yeah, I'll search that. But it's always better to know all the sorting techniques that was there, algorithms that was there. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So thanks everyone.
Sir, I have some trivial questions, sir. So I was waiting for last. It will not take more than 2 minutes, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
So say for example, if I'm taking a list, say for example, L equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, right?
Yeah,
and if I am typing, I am using for loop for I in L, right? And print L of I, then I am getting an error message, sir. Why?
Can you repeat? Where did you get this I value?
Say for example, I take a list L equal to 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay. I'm using a for loop for I in L.
Okay.
Print L of I.
See, if you're taking for I in L, that I won't be equals to index. It is equals to the element value.
Okay.
You have to print only I.
You can only print I.
So what is the logic behind that, sir? What is the logic behind that?
When we talk about it for I in L, that I value changes to 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay. 10, 20, 30, 40. And if you're asking me to print L of 20, L of 10, L of 20, L of 30, L of 40, it does not have, right? It does not have that many elements. The list has only 4 elements. That's why it will throw that.
Okay. And just an extended question to this, sir. Like while we are using the length of range of length of list, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So while
range of length of list, yeah.
I'm coming to that, sir. While using range function in isolation, so the end value is not getting printed. Like say for example, if I'm using range 1 to 11, right? So 11 will not be printed. Only 1 to 10 will be printed, right?
0 to n minus 1, yeah.
Yeah, 0 to n minus 1 will be printed. But but while using the length function, while accessing the elements in the list, and while I'm using that for I in the range of length of L, right? Then how come the last element is also getting printed? Because my length of list is, say for example, there are 5 elements, so length is 5, right?
Yeah.
So how come
Why the last element is getting printed? That's it out.
Yes, that's right. So
that's because that's because
we start from 0, right?
Yeah, it's 0 and x, right? So the I values, let's say we have this, you said the length is 5. So this I value, it goes from 0 to 4. So when we go for L of 4, that L of 4 is the last element now. So obviously it will print all the elements.
Okay. Answer, like while using the while loop, say for example, if I have to make a program that finds the sum of first 5 natural number, right? So while using the while loop, we take a variable sum, we assign a value 0, sum equal to 0, right? So if I am using that variable inside the while loop, right? So it is giving me back the final number, and while taking that some variable outside the loop, then I am getting my answer correct. So what is happening while you're taking the variable inside the loop and while taking the variable outside the loop? So what is happening?
Like, can you repeat? We have some variable.
Yeah.
We define it outside the for loop, outside the while loop, right? And what have we done inside the while loop?
While I put it inside the while loop, then I am getting the final number also. For example, if I am, the problem is to print the sum of first 5 natural number, right?
Okay.
So I am getting the sum as 5, and while I'm taking the sum outside the while loop, then I'm getting the answer correct. That 5, 4, and 3, 2, 1. So 15.
Okay.
Then I'm getting answer correct. So what is happening? Why this kind of mismatch is happening?
I think see, once we do all the addition, then only we need to print the sum value, right? Or we need to return it. So that's why
that doubt is clear, sir. I'm saying I'm assigning 0 to sum. I'm taking a variable called sum, right? And initially I'm assigning 0 to that, right? And while I'm taking this variable inside the loop, then my answer is different. And while I take this variable outside the loop, then I'm getting the correct answer. That is my question.
You cannot like for each iteration you cannot assign sum to 0, right? You need to initialize the value of sum outside, and then for each iteration you need to keep on adding the sum value to its previous value. You cannot initialize sum to 0 inside the while loop.
But so while taking it inside the loop also, so my sum variable is getting modified. Now in second line, I'm doing a sum equal to sum plus I. So while doing sum equal to sum plus I, then the new value has been assigned to some variable, no?
Yeah, but the problem is each time inside the for loop, you're again initializing the sum to 0, right? After that only you're doing the sum equal sum plus I, which is basically
that is getting rewritten, no, sir? That is getting rewritten, no? Like while I'm assigned, that is getting rewritten, no?
Yeah. So can you do one thing? Can you just share a screen and explain, or can you post it in Discourse? Because it is trivial.
Okay, sir, I'll do that. Okay, sir.
Okay. The thing is,
thank you for your time.
The sum equals sum plus I, and if you are again initializing that to 0, sum will become 0, right? So.
But I am not resetting it to 0, no, sir, because while I am doing sum equal to sum plus I, so new value has been assigned to some variable, no?
Yeah,
you are right. You are right. You are saying that since initially I am doing sum equal to 0, so while getting inside the while loop, every time my sum is becoming 0, right? That's what you are trying to say. But my counter argument is that I am doing sum equal to sum plus I also, no? So a new value is being assigned to sum.
Yeah. Okay. Scan, like just post that in Discourse, okay? And then, like, I'll take it from there.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, everyone.